I spy. We are 4 hours into a 3.5 hour road trip. It's dinner time and we're out of snacks. Mom and Dad are quiet and focused on the sea of red lights in front of us. We're at the standstill, only a few miles away from our exit. This is torturous. I can feel Emma's eyes on me. I steal a glance at her and she's making a silly face. I roll my eyes and look away. I spy, she starts. I don't respond. With my little eye, she continues. I pretend to concentrate on something outside my window. Something colored red. Emma is 9. I'm too sophisticated for this game. I'm 14 and a half, and this game is for babies. Is it the brake lights of the car in front of us? Dad asked. I'm surprised he's playing. Nope. I'm only giving you 5 guesses. New rule. Hey, you can't just change the rules like that, says Mom. That's how it works. Emma's thinking. Okay, I won't count that one. 5 guesses left. I sigh in resignation. Is it the stoplight? There are none around. Is it that red car next to us? It's maroon. The sunset. It's pink and orange at best. At least this game won't last long. Wrong. Nah. And no. 2 left. Mom pipes up. Is it our faces? They look red from all the brake lights shining on us. That's interesting. I think I don't know, brake lights could be that bright. No, but that was close. Last guess. I look around. I don't even care about this game, but I'm competitive and I want to win. So it's not the brake lights and it's not our faces, but Emma hinted that it's close. What does that even mean? Someone with a red face, or red on their face, red lipstick, red makeup. Mom's very low maintenance with makeup, and despite her protest, she says Emma's too young for red makeup. And as far as I know, Dad and I definitely don't wear any. It's not anyone in the car, Zach says Emma. What? That's just a coincidence? What kind of question? How did she know? I looked at her. She was looking away. The sun had already set. I noticed there was no longer red glow in the car. I looked in front of us. It was still a red sea of stopped cars, but the brake lights were piercingly bright, like Mom said earlier. Where was that glow coming from? We started to inch forward. I look out my window at the stopped car next to us. 2 adults in the front and 2 kids in the back, all with their windows down and staring back at me. We passed them slowly, and my eyes never left theirs. Even being ahead of them now and looking behind my left shoulder, I could still see them staring me down with blank expressions. Hey Dad, did you see that car on our side? They were just staring at us, jealous that we were moving and they're not. I'm half tempted to stick out my tongue at them, just for a reaction. No response. I turn back around. My parents are staring back at me with the same blank expression. I turn to Emma. Her eyes have grown wider, but the eye sockets are dark and empty. I look back to my parents in confused horror, and those same empty eye holes are staring back. We're fully stopped again. The family next to us pulls right up, and their expressions match my family's. Pairs of eyeless eyes looking at me. The rear passenger window is still down. In front of us, the little boy. His lips curl into a toothless smile, and he waves at me. I do my best not to react. His lips part, and his smile is a little too wide. He waves harder and faster, almost frantic. I turn away. Emma's face is inches away from mine. Her face twisted into something terrifying. Version of silly expressions she was making at me earlier. I shut my eyes and start counting down silently to calm down. Please, let this be a bad dream. I tell myself over and over and over. I cautiously open my eyes. We're moving again. The boy in the neighboring car has his windows closed, and he's puffing up his mouth against it, making faces at me. What a relief. I sigh loudly. Mom turns around at me, asks if I'm okay. She got eyes. She looks like herself. I can see Dad eyeing me from the rear view mirror. He's my dad. Emma's looking at her window. Give up? She asks. I'm looking around outside the car, and traffic is slowly moving. People have eyes, and no one is staring at me. Sure, what is it? I can see out my periphery that she's making silly faces at me again. This time with eyes. I spy. I look at her, and blood is pouring out of her eyeless socket without any eyes. Cool. The man who carries a gravestone everywhere. In my area, there was a man that carried a gravestone and placed them in random areas. The gravestone is heavy, and this man is extremely strong. On the gravestone, it read, "Here lies Roger Cashmere, man of selfish and greed, finally laid to rest, and had lived from 1900s to 1980. May you never rest in peace." The stranger carrying the gravestone was always swearing and shouting profanities, and then he would lay the gravestone at a new place, even in places where no gravestone have been given permission to be put down. He was also known for being rude and antisocial, but that's just who he was in the end. It seemed so disrespectful to do such an act, carrying a gravestone to someone's grave. I firmly believe everyone should rest in peace in the end and should be left alone. He had moved the gravestones from parks, play areas, empty fields, and other random places. One day, when I arrived from work, I found my house had been broken into. I could hear inside someone shouting profanities and swear words. It was that man that had laid the gravestone on my living room floor. I was so furious that this inconsiderate idiot had just broken into my home and just wrecked the flooring. The amount of money that is going to take to repair was not what I needed at the moment. I could tell that this man couldn't care less nor understand how much trouble he had caused me. An argument started, and he sounded illiterate and definitely uneducated. He kept telling me, Roger Cashmere kept moving around in his grave, and wherever he goes, the gravestone must also go. I honestly didn't really understand what he was trying to say, as I mainly wanted to punch him really hard. Even in these chaotic times, my understanding nature to listen first before reacting came into play. I mean, who breaks into a home to just mess up the floor work? My living room floor was a mess, and I picked up a shovel and started digging. And then I found a coffin, with Roger Cashmere still looking good for a dead guy. He jumped out of his coffin and ate a chunk of meat from the guy who had always been known for carrying around the gravestones. Then he had disappeared. Then I started getting visions of Roger Cashmere beneath the ground of a play park, so I grabbed the heavy gravestone and put it in my car and drove to the park to lay the gravestone down. Throughout that week, I had visions of Roger Cashmere moving under the ground from places to place, and then me placing the gravestone from place to place, wherever Roger Cashmere was. This Roger moves around a lot, and it's getting annoying. I'm finding myself to be shouting and cursing profanities now.